Bradley Sowash with another improv tip of the month. Well, it's that time of year again when we're getting set for the holidays. I always feel like the spirit is not going to grab me, and then I start doing these rehearsals for Christmas gigs, and I get into the spirit a little bit more. And Diana has guessed the tune. It is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Father Christmas has an urban experience was my hint, and I have actually been out of bed for a little bit longer than it may look, even though I still have my sleeping hat on, and it is surprisingly warm here in Ohio, and so I'm very happy to reveal the real Bradley under the Father Christmas hat. So we're going to learn this tune in a half an hour, and we're going to start with the tune itself, meaning the melody, and then we're going to learn the harmony, and then we're going to learn an accompaniment. That's my goal anyway. And then I'm going to just touch on noodling, kicking back, and sharing. I did another post on Facebook live stream that dealt with what that spells, which is thanks, THANKS, tune, harmony, accompaniment, noodle, kickback, and share. I also wrote a blog about that available at bradleysowash.com. Click on improv tips and you can read about that. Anyway, so we're going to learn the tune first, and it starts on the third degree of the C major scale, which is E, and it goes straight up the scale. So we start on E. And here's just the notes with no rhythm, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now, that is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, right? With a little rhythm. You better watch out, better not shout, right? E, F, G, A, B, C, which I think is interesting that tune was written in 1934, and in the 1950s, there was another tune that came out called Silver Bells, and listen to the melody to Silver Bells. So it's exactly the same notes. Wonder who inspired who, or maybe it's just random that kind of thing happens. So the first notes, E, F, G, G, A, B, C, C, all right? Now, here's how I like to think about music. We could read this, but it would just go in our eyes and out our fingers and not stick in our brain. So you want to analyze it a little bit. The second phrase is the same notes with a little twist on the end. Second phrase, A, G, F. So you see how those are connected together. And then, so what that spelled was a C chord. E, G, C, E. We're just outlining a C chord. E, G, C, E. So the notes in the melody outline a C chord. E, G, C, E. And then the next three notes outline the top half of a G7 chord. The notes are D, F, B. So I'm going to run that through one more time. E, F, G, A, B, C. E, F, G. This time, that little twist, A, G, F. Outline a C chord starting on E. E, G, C, E. Outline the top half of a G7 chord, or you could call it a B diminished chord starting on D. D, F, B, C. All right, so we've got the tune. I'll give you a quick second to practice that. I'm coming back. So we've learned the melody to Santa Claus is Coming to Town. You got that? Give me a yes, you got it. Thumbs up. We're ready to go on. Yeah, all right. All right, so they're all set. We must have a bunch of geniuses here. A little tiny background on this song. I looked it up this morning, and it's written in November of 1934, in which, this is pretty amazing for the day, it became an instant hit with orders. Imagine comparing this to now. Thanks for all those affirmations. 500,000 copies sold, and we're thinking recordings. No, sheet music. 500,000 copies of sheet music and 30,000 records sold in 24 hours. Can you imagine a tune coming out today and the sheet music far exceeding the tune itself? I mean, the recording. So, we have lost a little bit of musical literacy, I would say. Now, and some of the people have recorded, I know the one with Bing Crosby. You may know that as well, but I was surprised. Oh, Andrews Sisters, I know that one. But look at these: Mariah Carey, Neil Diamond, Bruce Springsteen, shocking. Frank Sinatra, The Temptations, Michael Bublé, the Canadian great ballad singer, and even the Jackson Five, and lots more. I just thought that was kind of funny that was out there. All right, so we've learned that first part, and we're just going to look at that A section here, and we're going to spin over here and take a look at the chords. I want you to memorize this as soon as possible because it's good practice, but it's also means that I can get back to the piano and pay attention to what I'm doing. Let's see, get on there. Okay, there we go. We're looking at that A section only there. So we have C, C7, F, F minor, and then this means we're going to repeat those same two measures. So you just do that twice. C, C7, F, F minor. And there's other things we could do to that. We could put cool sevenths on it or other colors. So we're keeping this just really straightforward so we can find that. C, C7, F, F minor. Do that 2 times. Better watch C7, F and F minor. C, C7, F and F minor. And then we go to a kind of a standard turnaround. For jazzers that are familiar with that, it's a 1-6-2-5. The chords, the roots are C, A, D, G. The first, 6th, 2nd, and 5th scale degree form the roots. And so C and A minor 7, D minor, G7. And then you just do that again to set it up for a repeat. C, A minor, D7, G7, right? And I forgot to put a repeat sign on there. So that whole first half repeats. And so that the form is actually A, A, B, B, A. And in the end, we do an A again. But we're just looking at the A right now. So I'll play that off screen here and then I'll talk about it. So C, C7, F, F minor, and that repeats, right? C, C7, F, F minor. Now we do the turnaround. C, A minor, D minor, G7. We do that again. C, A minor, D minor, G7. When that repeats, as is often the case, you leave the turnaround out. So the last time through, dee-da-dee-da's coming to town, and then you just leave these extra chords out, this A minor, D minor, G, so that we can go on. So we don't typically write out a first and second ending, but this is implied that you're do the turnaround here and not when you repeat it. Same with the end of a tune. A lot of times we have those 3 extra chords, but they're not intended for the end. That's called the turnaround. Okay, so I want you to play this harmony for now with your left hand on your pinky on C. I don't know if you're sitting at a piano or not, but I'm just going to put that pinky on C, and I'm going to keep it there just for now, just to get those chords down in my bones. So I got C right down here in the juicy, chocolatey part of the piano, and then I've got C7. I'm just going to add that top note, that B flat to it. So C, E, G, B flat, and now keeping the C under my pinky, I play the nearest F chords, C, F, A, and C, F, A flat. So those chords are C in root position, C7 in root position, F with a C on the bottom, which is also known as second inversion, and then F minor with a C on the bottom. Right here, we're going to play this C, A minor 7, D minor 7, G7. So here's how it works. C is in root position. Now here's the trick. Put your index finger on A. The next chord is A minor 7. Index finger on A of your left hand and make a bird shape. A is under your index finger. The rest of the bird's body is a G. And look why it's a bird. It has wings. And we have E and C. So if you want to be technical, that's a second inversion A minor 7 chord from the bottom up. E, G, A, C. But I think it's easier to put your index on the root, make a bird shape, and you've got it. So that chord sounds like this from the bottom up. E, G, A, C. All right? Now, take your bottom 2 fingers down. Leave them right there on the piano. E, G, A, C. Leave everybody there, but the bottom 2 fingers go down to a root position D minor 7, D, F, A, C. Notice that the top 2 notes did not change. So we have E, G, A, C to D, F, A, C. All right? And then you take the top 2 notes and bring them down. So what is currently D, F, A, C turns into D, F, G, B. So the shape looks like this. A minor, D minor. Let's see. I got confused here. So yeah. A minor, D minor, G, and then C. So the hand is opening and closing. I don't know if that was helpful or not. C, A minor 7, index on the root. D minor 7, pinky on the root. G7, index on the root. You do that 2 times. So one more time through the chords. C root position, C7 root position, F second inversion, F minor, that repeats. Turn around. C, bird position A minor 7, root position D minor 7, bird position G7. Do that 2 times. Okay, let's put that together. Remember that E, F, G, G, A, B, C, C, A, G, F, F, outlining a C chord, outlining a B diminished chord. So just put that together with no style yet. So I have a C chord against the melody here, E, F, G. All right, but at the end of that, when you hit that G, we're going to turn that C chord into a C7. It sounds like this, C chord, C7. Now we play the A, B, C, and that becomes an F to an F minor. F, F minor. So again, C chord, C7, F minor. And that happens 2 times. So let's do that. Repeat. Oh, sorry. This time the F comes down. Now your right hand's going to outline a C chord, while the left hand plays a lot of those chords. C, A minor 7. The thumbs are kind of overlapping, so just pick the right hand to play the thumb there. And then D minor 7. G7. Again, raise your left hand thumb to make room for the melody because it's B, C. And now my hand's free to do the turnaround. So let's do that much with a beat. 2, 1, 2, 3, just chords and melody. Repeat that whole thing. Santa Claus is coming to town, but we stay on C. Stay on C. D, T, da, da, da. All right, the bridge is going to come in here in just a second. Now, what we need to do is hit that with some accompaniment. And there's lots of accompaniments we can do that with, so I'll throw you a couple, but I want to do a quick plug for my classes here. I would love you to come to my live online jazz piano classes. There's discounts for teachers. There is tons of resources. There are replay videos you can watch for up to a whole year. They're live, they're interactive, and everybody gets a lot of individual attention on a Facebook private group where they post practice videos. I know some of you in here are students, just want to, make a quick comment about whether it's working for you. I can brag about it all day, but it's a terrific, I think it's a terrific way to learn, learning community. So if you want to drop a little hint there that it really is worth it, that'd be appreciated. Anyway, let's get back to the tune at hand. So we have this so far. Now we want to put some harmony, some accompaniment to that. So remember, tune, harmony, accompaniment. That spells the first 3 letters of thanks, T-H-A-N-K-S. And the accompaniment that we just did is an accompaniment. We played block chords, right? We played just holding down half-note chords. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But there's an implied bass line with this. I believe you could see 2 possible bass lines. I'll slide over here to this chart here for a minute and show you what comes to my mind as 2 interesting bass lines. So one, you're always going to start on C. And this could go down. Since C has a B flat in it, we could play a B flat there. And since this is an F, but it has an A in it, you can see we can make a descending line here. So C, B flat, A. And since this has an A flat in it, we could play an A flat under that. So we could rearrange our left-hand chords and thin them out a little bit to become more of a bass line. So C, I'm just playing B flat and G. I'm leaving the E and the out. A and F, A flat and F. Now I have a kind of a line that I'm working through. Similarly, we could take the chord progression in a different direction and put a rising chord point. So I don't know where to put that, but we'll call it C. We could play C7 over E instead. So I'll make that a different color. So it's B flat or E. And then F would be the root. Now we see a rising bass line, C, E, F, and we would just keep F, right? So really it's just one note different. So in that case, we have a different bass line, C, E, F, F. Now you can mix and match those. So maybe one time you play going down, maybe the next time you go up. Okay, and so you can either voice your chords with those notes on the bottom, or you can play a little extra harmony notes in your right hand. Let's try to get this back on me. So instead of playing, we're playing a whole chord. C chord, F minor. So you can put a little harmony there and then put those together. I call that hang chord, something we teach in our class. And so the other thing that is an easy way to do this is what I call the basic stride, just a pinky, two notes, C, E, and G together. That works beautifully, especially if you're singing along, you know, directing a Christmas song. Okay, another one you could do is full stride. If you got that together, you can play that octave and the whole chord. So that's a little bit more target practice, and I might reserve that for the last time through just to give a little extra pizzazz. And then if you're up for it, you could walk the bass. And an easy walking bass that I always like to like as a go-to among the millions of choices is 1, 2, 3, 5, C, D, E, G. Let's see if that works. And here, easiest thing to do is just play the notes twice. C, C, A, D, D, G, G. Of course, there's other ways to do that, but that works for now. So now you choose an accompaniment to suit your ability level and interest, and you put those all together. And you play the melody 2 times. And then I'll touch on the bridge in a second. I just want to tell you, I have a whole bunch of Christmas music on my website. This is the Christmas books that accompany the well-known That's Jazz series. And by the time you get to book 3, this really is almost a professional level. This is the kind of music you could play in a gig and it would sound appropriate if you want to jazz up some Christmas tunes. So just do a quick search of the word Christmas at the top of my website. And you'll find all kinds of things for big band and jazz combo and string quartet and symphony orchestra and piano, including very, very beginner piano on up. I am punting, I have to admit, too much at once. Let's look at the second chords here. So we're here now at the bridge, and I have a G minor 7. The easiest way to play that is in root position. So my pinky is on the G. G, B flat, D, F. G, B flat, D, F. And then I'm going to make that bird position of a C7. My index is on the root. Put my index on C, and then I make that bird shape that looks like that, right? I got C, B flat, and the wings. And so that's from the bottom up. It's easier to think that way. G, B flat, C, E. So we're going from a root position G to a bird or second inversion C7, and then back to a root position F major 7, F, A, C, E. And do that 2 times. He knows when you're asleep. Okay, second half of that, you're going to move it down, put your index on the A, index finger here, make a bird shape, all white keys. And then a root position D, F sharp, A, C is, so let me just spell it again, E, G, A, C, D, F sharp, A, C. And now we just move that up, keep your shape, root position E minor 7, E, G, B, D. Ding the top 2 down, but remember to have a C sharp, E, G, A, C sharp. And we're back to this same chord we played here. D7 in root position, D, F sharp, A, C. Bring your top 2 down and make your F natural. And there's your G7. So root position, bird position, root, root, bird, root. And then here we have bird, root, root, bird, root, bird. All right. Now, in this case, we can use the melody to sort of think about those chords and let the chords lead us to the melody. So we're reversing learning the melody first. And there's a little quirk here. I'll leave it to your ear to figure it out. But right in the melody right here, even though there's a B flat in this chord and a B flat in this chord, the melody has a B in it because it is a neighbor note. Starts on D. D, D, C, B, natural. So that's a little catching point there. You wouldn't think it would belong there. Let's just listen to it over and over. You can hear how that's kind of yucky, but it it goes by so fast that it gives it some fun there. So, basically, you move your right hand up and repeat that sequence while your chords change underneath it. Bad or good. And then this is just a scale. D, C, B, A, G. So I'll go ahead and say those notes. And then I'll do the whole thing, get us out of here on time. D, C, B, C, A. I almost said F. D, C, B, C, A. Move that right hand up. Change your chords underneath. E, D, C, D, B, 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 even though the chord is an A7. And then we're going to go to a D, B, C, D, right down the scale. Now, the last steps we're not going to get to today because it's the kind of thing I teach, but the last steps are, after thanks, tune, harmony, accompaniment, noodle, and that's where you explore ideas that will help you improvise on it. And then kick back, where you drop all the rules and see what happens. And then finally share. Live music is meant to be shared. So even though it's fun to play for ourselves, it's fun to invite people in. Look at all that stuff coming out. Thank you for that. Let's go ahead and run it through once. I'm going to go back to here, and Santa and I are going to take this out with I'm going to just go have some fun on this tune, see where it leads me. And I would, if you love it, I'd love to see those hearts so I know you're with me, because I can't actually see you, just your writing, unfortunately. And I'll just have some fun here with it, with the bass line. And if you can take off whenever you need to, but I'll run this a little bit right now just to have a good time. So here I go. I'll go ahead and set it up with a little bit of a intro. So I'm pulling back, so I have somewhere to build to. Back to the tune. Happy holidays. And until next time, enjoy your creative music making journey. Thanks for all those hearts. I just got to let it run. Everybody loves to be affirmed. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for spending time with me.